My name is Armand Baluki. I am a senior. I'm an accounting student. I play Rainbow Six Siege.
I'm Philip. I'm a CIS major at JMU. I'm junior and I play Overwatch.
So I am Luke Saunders. I am an IT major. I am currently my 4th year here at James Madison University, and I'm part of the varsity Valorant team.
I have traveled to Philadelphia for the NACE finals, and I've also traveled to Indianapolis for my second NACE final.
We've only done the George Mason LAN, which is February 22nd to 24th this month, and we've done it once last year. It was really fun. Like, I've never done anything like that. I think it's like super tremendous for players to like get that experience, especially when like at a collegiate level you might not be able to like experience that like ever.
I have traveled to Philadelphia, had 2 tournaments there that I've traveled before, and then I've also traveled to GMU, for a LAN there as well, which we'll actually be traveling to in about a week from now.
Day and night difference. One's a lot more electric. Then you could get into the technicalities saying that there's ping difference and all that, but really it boils down to you being there, seeing the opponent, and you going against them. We like to get loud. We like to actually be passionate whenever we're in LANs, so it makes the world of difference.
Playing online can be like, especially if you're like in your apartment or dorm or whatever, like super depressing, honestly, especially if you lose. Like, you sit in your room alone. Even if you win, like, you can't celebrate with your friends. So I think like being on LAN, especially like the energy, like super important. I think it changes the way people feel about maybe playing video games professionally.
I'd say there's just a thrill of excitement playing there, just because you have such a more inclusive environment of just everybody being there. You have the audience, you have the other team players. All seriousness, it's just great fun. There's nothing like getting together with a bunch of people to play games, you know. Being online is nice and all, but being together is just certainly something else.
Indianapolis was a 9-hour drive.
So the only one we've done is George Mason, and I live about 45 minutes away from there. So last year I housed half of my team at my house, which was a lot, but you know, we wanted to do it. Didn't have any budget to get a hotel. That was, you know, crammed and very like pretty far away from the game Mason, so we had to like drive 45 minutes and like it'd be 10, 11 p.m. each night, so that was kind of brutal.
I would say the hardest part about traveling is definitely trying to congregate all the people together, trying to figure out how to get everybody rides. So now you have to add all these types of variables together, and so trying to figure that out on your own with little support sometimes can be quite difficult.
No, we definitely would not have been able to travel if we had to pay out of pocket. We probably would have just forfeited the finals, which would have really been not great, because, you know, winning a national championship is absolutely awesome, and to not have that opportunity just because of money is just very unfortunate.
I think it depends where. Obviously, if it was in the middle of nowhere, I'm sure a hotel, we could cram like 4 people in, you know, double twin bed hotel room if we really had to, but probably not. Like, it wouldn't be viable.
We could definitely travel. I could imagine that there would be a speed bump in the way if it became like a very long distance. Like the places I've traveled, only 2-hour drives. Pretty reasonable, easy to do. Imagine if we had to play across the country, for example. There's no way we're driving that.
I would say it's important because it kind of gives me a purpose to like get my competitive side out. I love being competitive. I think competition in general is a lot of fun. Having a way to outlet my competitive side and to be around similar-minded people that all have the same goal, it definitely helps, and it definitely gives me a way to be competitive and to kind of fight for this school. I'm very prideful to be part of JMU.
I have a strong connection to competing. I felt like I was decent at Overwatch, but I always loved pro play, and I wanted to, you know, do that. When I got here, JMU Esports is like a way to meet like pretty good players that also had like similar passions, at least, or something to like desire to win.
I've always had an interest in video games, you know, my entire life, and I've just always enjoyed the community concept of video games. For me, myself, I've always had a competitive like spirit and integrity within myself. Like, I've always enjoyed playing sports, and so having the combination of that and video games together, you know, it just creates a great environment for that. And I also see myself in the future working in the video game industry. Having the ability to get it from the esports side is very useful to me as well. Esports has been one of the most important things in my life, because I would have transferred out of JMU if it wasn't for the esports program, because I didn't feel like I had a sense of community. Ever since having the JMU Esports program, I've had many friends who I don't doubt will be like lifelong friends of mine who I will never stop communicating with.